If Australia was once seen as a land of dreams, why are so many immigrants now walking away? Australia, for years, has been a symbol of opportunity, diversity, and prosperity. With its sunny beaches, stable economy, and multicultural charm, it drew immigrants from across the globe, dreamers hoping to build a better life. But now, in 2025, a surprising trend is emerging. Immigrants who once proudly called Australia home are quietly packing their bags and heading elsewhere. What happened to the dream? Has the shine worn off, or has something deeper shifted in the heart of the nation? In this powerful video, we dive into 10 reasons why immigrants are leaving Australia in record numbers in 2025. Each reason unveils a hidden layer of discomfort, disillusionment, or even betrayal. Watch till the end to understand what changed, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you love powerful stories about people, nations, and the truth behind global headlines. Rising cost of living with no end in sight. Once a country that promised comfort and affordability, Australia in 2025 has become financially unbearable for many immigrants. The housing market has exploded, rent prices in major cities have reached alarming levels, and basic necessities are now luxuries for average workers. For immigrants who arrived with hopes of financial stability, daily survival has become a constant battle. Many face the bitter reality that despite working full-time jobs, sometimes more than one, they are unable to support their families or plan for the future. The dream of owning a home is fading fast, replaced by constant stress, long hours, and shrinking bank accounts. Limited pathways to permanent residency. Immigrants once believed that with hard work and patience, Australia would open its arms fully to them. But immigration policies in 2025 have become more complex, uncertain, and frustrating. For many skilled workers and students, the path to permanent residency has turned into a maze filled with endless waiting, sudden policy changes, and rejections that feel unjust. Temporary visa holders live in limbo, unable to plan ahead, buy homes, or bring their families. With no guarantee of a future, many are choosing certainty elsewhere over Australia's growing ambiguity. Discrimination and the subtle wall of exclusion. Although Australia prides itself on being multicultural, many immigrants speak of feeling like second-class citizens. Racism in the job market, social circles, and public services has become more visible. While not always overt, the subtle forms of exclusion, being overlooked for promotions, being questioned for accents, or enduring stares in public, can chip away at one's sense of belonging. For many, the constant pressure to assimilate without being truly accepted creates emotional fatigue. When belonging feels like a battle, some decide it's not worth the fight. Struggles in the healthcare system. Australia's healthcare system, once considered world-class, is now straining under pressure. Immigrants, especially new arrivals or those on temporary visas, find it harder to access quality care. Long waiting times, overloaded public hospitals, and complex insurance rules create barriers for families trying to receive even basic medical attention. Many report feeling neglected or deprioritized. For those coming from countries with more responsive systems or seeking urgent care for their children or elderly parents, Australia no longer feels like a safe place for health and well-being. Job market saturation and underemployment. Despite the growing demand for workers, many immigrants are unable to find jobs in their qualified fields. Degrees from overseas are often undervalued, and many skilled professionals are forced into low-paying or unrelated jobs just to survive. Engineers become delivery drivers, teachers become cleaners, and doctors find themselves stuck behind counters. This disconnect between skills and opportunity leads to frustration, loss of identity, and eventually the decision to leave. When your full potential is constantly overlooked, the desire to go where your talents are valued becomes irresistible. Mental health crisis in silence. The emotional and mental strain on immigrants is a silent crisis. The pressure to succeed, provide for families back home, adapt to a new culture, and navigate visa uncertainties takes a heavy toll. Many immigrants suffer in silence, unable to access adequate mental health services due to stigma, cultural barriers, or cost. Loneliness, depression, and anxiety are rising, especially among international students and single workers. With little community support and overwhelming pressure, some are choosing to return to their home countries or move to societies that offer more emotional and social balance. Isolation from family and cultural disconnect. In 2025, strict visa policies and sky-high travel costs have made it difficult for immigrants to reunite with their families. Parents are separated from children, spouses from each other, and many live years without physically seeing loved ones. The emotional distance grows heavier with time. Additionally, the lack of cultural understanding or acceptance in some areas leads to a loss of identity. Without the warmth of family or cultural connection, many immigrants feel rootless. The decision to leave becomes less about rejection and more about reclaiming one's sense of self. Changing political climate and nationalism. Australia's political landscape has shifted significantly in recent years. Nationalistic tones in media and politics have made immigrants feel unwelcome. Policies that once encouraged diversity now seem focused on restriction and control. Public debates around immigration often portray newcomers as burdens rather than contributors. For those who came with optimism, this change in attitude feels like betrayal. The emotional impact of being scapegoated or targeted by public narratives pushes many to seek more inclusive nations where their presence is celebrated, not tolerated. Education system challenges for international students. Australia has long been a favorite destination for international students, but in 2025, cracks are showing. Tuition fees have soared, while job prospects for graduates have dwindled. Many students arrive with hopes of building a future, only to be buried in debt and left scrambling for jobs that don't match their qualifications. Visa transitions from student to work status have become more rigid, trapping students in temporary limbo. Without strong post-graduation support or affordable pathways, students are now warning others, the dream may not be worth it. The pull of other countries offering more stability. While Australia faces internal struggles, other countries are stepping up, offering immigrants clearer paths to citizenship, better work conditions, and more inclusive societies. Nations like Canada, Germany, and even smaller European states are presenting themselves as more welcoming alternatives. Many immigrants now realize they have options, and they are choosing to leave not because they hate Australia, but because they believe they can find more peace, progress, and dignity elsewhere. The quiet exodus is not a rebellion. It is a decision for a better life. So, why are immigrants leaving Australia in 2025? It's not just one thing, it's the culmination of economic hardship, policy rigidity, emotional burnout, and lost trust. Australia is still a beautiful nation with immense potential, but it must reflect deeply on what kind of home it wants to be for those who come seeking hope. If this video opened your eyes to a reality few talk about, hit that like button, subscribe for more truth-based global insights, and share your thoughts in the comments. Have you or someone you know experienced this silent shift? Let's start the conversation the world needs.